The smartest mind in the room can still become the easiest to deceive. Intelligence protects you from ignorance, but not from yourself. Have you ever looked back at a decision and wondered, what was I thinking? The strange part is, you probably were thinking, maybe more than anyone else. Yet history is filled with brilliant leaders who started wars they couldn't win, successful entrepreneurs who destroyed their own companies, and geniuses who sacrificed everything for one terrible choice. So what if intelligence isn't the shield we believe it is? What if the greatest danger isn't a lack of knowledge, but the quiet confidence that whispers, "I can't be wrong"? Today, we'll uncover the hidden psychological traps that cause even the brightest minds to fall. Part 1. The illusion of certainty. The moment you become certain you've found the truth, you stop searching for it. Imagine standing at the top of a mountain after years of climbing. From that height, everything below seems clear. That's exactly how intelligence can feel. The more knowledge we accumulate, the more convincing our own opinions become. But certainty is often the beginning of blindness. Psychologists call this confirmation bias, our tendency to seek information that agrees with what we already believe, while quietly ignoring anything that challenges us. Ironically, highly intelligent people are often better at defending wrong ideas because they possess stronger arguments, not better judgment. The philosopher Socrates once said, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." It wasn't a rejection of knowledge. It was a warning against arrogance disguised as intelligence. Think about arguments on social media. The smartest participants rarely change their minds. Instead, they gather evidence like lawyers defending a client they've already decided is innocent. Intelligence becomes a weapon for protecting the ego rather than discovering the truth. Real wisdom begins when you become comfortable saying, "I might be wrong." That single sentence opens doors that certainty keeps permanently locked. Part 2. The hidden trap of ego. The greatest prison is the one built by your own success, because it convinces you that you no longer need to question yourself. Success has a strange effect on the human mind. The more often your decisions are rewarded, the more you begin to believe that every future decision will be just as brilliant. Slowly, confidence transforms into certainty, and certainty quietly transforms into ego. This is why many intelligent people don't fail because they lack knowledge. They fail because they stop listening. The compliments become louder than the warnings, and the applause drowns out the voice of doubt. The psychologist Carl Jung wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." Ego works in exactly this way. It whispers that your intelligence makes you different, that rules apply to everyone else but not to you. Without realizing it, you begin making decisions to protect your image instead of pursuing the truth. Imagine a captain who has crossed the ocean 100 times. One day, a young sailor notices dark clouds forming on the horizon and quietly suggests changing course. The experienced captain smiles with confidence and dismisses the warning. After all, he has survived storms before. Hours later, the ship is fighting waves it could have avoided. The storm wasn't the real danger. The refusal to listen was. Life repeats this lesson in boardrooms, classrooms, relationships, and everyday conversations. Smart people often mistake experience for infallibility. They become attached to being right instead of getting it right. And the moment your identity depends on never being wrong, every mistake becomes impossible to admit, and therefore impossible to correct. Humility is not the opposite of intelligence. It is what allows intelligence to keep growing. The wisest people are not those who always have the answers, but those who never stop asking better questions. Part 3. The emotional blind spot. The mind believes it is making logical decisions, while the heart has already chosen the destination. We like to imagine ourselves as rational beings. We picture the brain as a calm judge, carefully weighing facts before delivering a verdict. But in reality, emotions often write the decision long before logic arrives to explain it. Intelligence doesn't erase emotion. It simply gives emotion more sophisticated excuses. Think about the last time you defended a choice that, deep down, didn't feel right. Maybe you stayed in a relationship because you had already invested years into it. Maybe you held on to a failing project because walking away felt like admitting defeat. Or perhaps you ignored someone's warning because accepting it would have wounded your pride. These weren't failures of intelligence. They were victories of emotion disguised as reason. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche observed, "There is more wisdom in your body than in your deepest philosophy." Hidden fears, desires, and insecurities quietly shape our choices. We tell ourselves we're following evidence, when in truth we're protecting our identity, avoiding discomfort, or chasing approval. Imagine a chess grandmaster who can predict 10 moves ahead. Now imagine someone whispers that losing this game would destroy his reputation forever. Suddenly, the calm strategist begins forcing risky moves, desperate to prove himself. His knowledge hasn't disappeared, but his emotions have taken control of the board. This is why brilliant people can make astonishingly poor decisions under pressure. Fear narrows vision, pride silences advice, anger demands immediate action. And the smarter the mind, the more convincing its justifications become. Real wisdom begins with a simple question before every major decision. Am I following the truth, or am I following a feeling that I've disguised as logic? The answer to that question can change the course of your entire life. Part 4. The wisdom that prevents bad decisions. The difference between a wise person and a foolish one isn't intelligence. It's the courage to pause before taking the next step. If there's one lesson history repeats, it's this. The greatest mistakes rarely happen because people know too little. They happen because people become too certain, too emotional, or too proud to question themselves. Wisdom isn't measured by how often you're right. It's measured by how quickly you're willing to recognize when you're wrong. The ancient philosopher Lao Tzu wrote, "He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened." Self-awareness is the invisible compass that keeps intelligence from drifting into arrogance. Before every important decision, pause. Ask yourself, what evidence would change my mind? What fear might be influencing me? Whose advice am I ignoring simply because it challenges my ego? These questions may feel uncomfortable, but discomfort is often the doorway to clarity. Imagine a traveler standing at a crossroads. One path is familiar, comfortable, and praised by everyone around him. The other is uncertain, quiet, and demands humility. The intelligent traveler chooses the path that seems most logical. The wise traveler first asks whether his judgment is being clouded by pride, fear, or the desire to be admired. That single moment of reflection can prevent years of regret. Life doesn't reward those who never make mistakes. It rewards those who learn before their mistakes become permanent. Every wrong decision carries a lesson, but only if you're humble enough to receive it. Intelligence may open doors, but wisdom decides which ones are worth walking through. As the video comes to an end, remember this. Your greatest enemy is not ignorance. It's the comforting illusion that your intelligence makes you immune to error. The strongest minds are not the ones that never fall. They are the ones that keep questioning themselves, even at the height of success. So the next time you're absolutely certain about a decision, don't rush. Pause, breathe, challenge your own beliefs. Because the decision that changes your life may not come from thinking harder, it may come from thinking more honestly. If this video made you see your own mind differently, then carry one question with you today. Am I trying to prove that I'm right, or am I trying to discover what's true? Sometimes that single question is the beginning of real wisdom. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the psychology of the human mind, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who values wisdom over certainty. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and above all, keep thinking beyond the obvious.